My name is Andreas Bachmeier. I'm a scientist here in the Armstrong Laboratory at the University of Oxford. I'm doing my doctoral studies in the Inorganic Chemistry Laboratory here at Oxford. I'm trying to make liquid fuels out of sunlight. The research field I'm working in is called artificial photosynthesis. We are trying to mimic nature. Nature is doing photosynthesis for more than 2.5 billion years now. It is utilizing solar energy, using the energy to oxidize water and create oxygen, but also to activate carbon dioxide and make sugar molecules. We want to basically do the same, but instead of making sugar, we want to make liquid fuels that we can combust in cars, for example. I actually became interested in science at a rather late stage. That was in the very last years in high school. I was really bad in chemistry in the first place, actually. And I think maybe that's why I'm not, or at least I hope that I'm not the typical geeky or nerdy scientist. In the first years I took chemistry, had rather bad marks or grades, but then at some point it just made click and I became interested particularly in how plants use energy, how biological systems work, how photosynthesis works, how we use sugars then in our body to make energy out of it again. And then eventually I ended up studying chemistry. It's quite simple actually. I can't really say if there's a best thing about being a scientist. I really like science in general. As a doctoral student, you get to work with very fascinating, diverse people, motivated people. You work in a team with very young people, so it's quite an interesting community. It's a bit more relaxed than in the corporate world, I would say, even though you put in the same amount of hours or work even more. I mean, in the first semester I was told chemistry is all about frustration tolerance. So there is quite a bit of frustration involved in our daily works, particularly when the experiments don't work in the first place. But then it's even more rewarding if you actually get things to work in the end and get some results and get to publish them at the end. And even though we work quite a lot here in Oxford, I'm glad that I actually have a life outside the lab as well. I really enjoy sports. I have been enjoying sports all my life. Here in Oxford, for me, rowing is the obvious sport, so I'm glad to be in the college team and support the college in the regattas. But I also enjoy just meeting friends, hanging out with people, and visit the many pubs around here in Oxford. Although I'm rather into German beer than into British beer or ale, I must admit. If I weren't a scientist, and I think this is rather unusual, I think I would have become a lawyer. I really enjoyed law and economics at school, and it was about a 50-50 if I was going to study chemistry or law. But I'm actually glad that I ended up with studying chemistry. I think law would be a rather dry affair.